Hello, welcome to Snack Sandwich. Today I have a really quick video for you on the Master Booster. Now, the Master Booster is a new development by Velocimeter. Now, I will preface this with the idea that I do have some skin in the game and I did actually contribute to some of this code. So I'm a little bit biased on this system, but I do think it's pretty cool and I do think it's worth sharing. So I'm going to share it with you right now. Okay. So I'm going to swing over to the dApp here and kind of talk about it inside the app as opposed to my normal flowcharts and so forth, because I think it's just a little bit easier. Okay, so the master booster is in here. Okay, so the first thing you can do with this master booster is you can use it. The main idea of this is to encourage people to buy the BVM token and then put that BVM token to specific uses. Okay, now the whole system of Velocimeter is built on these options tokens. If you go to the liquidity, for those of you that don't know, of course, if you go to the liquidity, these protocol emits options tokens, and then those options tokens need to be exercised. And in this case, BVM is exercised with ETH, right? So the price of BVM is very important because it increases the price of the exercising, and then that ETH is sent to the LP, the ETH BVM LP, as rewards for the people who are staked into that gauge. So the people who are providing liquidity basically get all of the exercise fees. For the most part, there's a small fee that the Velocimeter takes in that sense, okay? But I do have videos that already explain all of that, so I'm not going to go too deep into it beyond that, okay? So what this does is it offers up a few options for people who are looking to buy some BVM from the market and get a boost, okay? So the first option is VE. So if you just want to buy an NFT and you want to use that NFT to vote and to collect bribes and to direct emissions on Velocimeter, you can come here and you can just use some ETH to buy some BVM. So like, let's say if I had one ETH, I just put one ETH, and then I would be able to buy some BVM. It would automatically fully lock this BVM for me, depending on how long that lock happens to be for each of the deployments of Velocimeter. And then you would get a boost of, in this case, 50%. Now this 50% on all of these boosts are all completely adjustable between 0 and 100%. So it can be completely turned off or fully one-to-one boost, okay? So in this case, they give you a 50% boost and you get, so if you're gonna buy some, you're going to get a boost. So in this case, your total boosted amount would be $30,800 or 30,800 BVM locked in a full lock NFT, which you can use to then vote for, okay? The next option you can do is a lock LP with ETH to get a 20% boost. Now this boost is a little bit lower. Again, it can be 0 to 100, right? But in this case, it's a little bit lower because it's a little bit more liquid. You're not locked in there so long. You're only locked in there for 60 days or so. And you get, so you basically what it's going to do is it's going to take your ETH, it's going to buy some BVM, take that BVM, and based on this boost amount, this 20% boost amount, it's going to make an LP for you. It's going to put you inside the gauge, and you will be earning this 125% in ETH, as well as some other some OBVM. So if we go over here, we can see that this gauge it's right here. Okay, so if you were to go through that booster, you would be basically coming into this position here, staked with lock, and you would have your monetary value in here, and you would earn some ETH, about 120% in ETH, as well as some 15 to 70% in OBVM tokens. Okay. So you get both, okay, by being inside this pool, and you're locked for around roughly about 60 days. But as that time decreases, then you'll be able to get out. So you don't get as much of as a boost because it's a more liquid position, and you're able to get out of it sooner than if you were to get this VE BVM. Okay, so the last option that you can do is this bribe boosted. Now this is more directed towards protocols, but anyone can do it. It's permissionless. Anyone can come here and do this. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to take the ETH that you want. It's going to use it to buy some BVM. It's going to convert that BVM into OBVM, and then it's going to bribe that on the gauge. And then it's going to calculate, how much BVM did you buy? And then it's going to take that match rate. In this case, it's 75%. And again, it can be 0 to 100, right? So it's going to then take that match rate and mint you an NFT as well. So the benefit of this is if you go in here, let's say we have the Caesar ETH pool, and I take one. Now I want to let's say I want to bribe Caesar ETH because this is my pool, right? So I take my 1 ETH, it bribes my pool, right? So my pool now has some bribes on it so people can vote on it, but it also mints me that NFT, right? So if you look here, right here, so it's going to mint me an NFT with 15,400 tokens in it, and then I can use that NFT to directly vote on my pool as well and break back some of those bribes. Okay, so get back some of those bribes. Now those bribes are in OBVM, so they are in that BVM token, and they are then have to be exercised as well. Now the last thing that makes this special is this thing, this booster, right? As you can see, it has a balance of 90,000 right now. The last thing that makes this kind of important is where does that budget come from? If we go to boost here, basically anyone can take some of their voting power. They can vote on this, and then they can direct some of next week's emissions directly into that master booster. So then that master booster will hold those emissions, and anyone can then come and buy those BVM tokens in those three options. Okay, so that pretty much covers this thing. Again, I'll reiterate that I did contribute to this, and I do have some stake in this kind of system. So take that, that's where some of this enthusiasm comes from. But I do think it's a pretty good idea, and I do think it has some more into it. So, I hope this has been useful and interesting. And thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.